All right, folks. There is no doubt in my mind about Americans and Mr. Pro USA and Miss Pro USA, but especially the males, about how stupid, dumb, and slow a lot of them are. They just don't seem to get it. Remember that Judge Curio, that says, "Well, he's a racist. He's La Raza judge, and he hates Trump because he's Mexican." All that stuff. Remember all that time I saw all these people on these websites like Breitbart, Fox News, YouTube videos coming from all these little other alternative media outlets. Yeah, he's against Trump and fuck him and this and that, boycott him, all that stuff. All this stuff, which, by the way, it's your right to say all that stuff. Now, all of a sudden, he had a ruling in support of Donald Trump, that which will further initiate Trump's immigration policies and plans. Now, all of a sudden, these people that are saying this guy's a fucking Mexican, this guy's is a spick, I remember all that stuff. Now all of a sudden, oh yeah, he's a good guy. Oh yeah, he this is comical. That's how stupid Mexicans are. You see, that's what you get, man. See, when I hear stuff like that, I'm really sorry, bro. I'm really sorry to say this to you. I can't take you Americans seriously. One day he's the SOB. The next day he is king of the world. Why? Because you have a different opinion than he does. If he agrees with your opinion, he's a great guy. If he does not agree with your opinion, he's an SOB. I mean, this is why you can't argue with Americans. If you're going to say Judge Curiel is a piece of you-know-what, then just stick with it. Don't turn around and say that he's a great guy, not because he agrees with your opinion. Don't say that. Now we got Lauren Ingraham, a right-wing conservative on CPAC telling against the globalists and the establishment. I was under the Reagan administration. You know, the same Reagan administration that caused all the havoc and wars in Central America, which caused the migration of Central Americans to the United States to begin with. Guess what? That's Lauren Ingraham. She doesn't mention that in her books. Because Lauren Ingraham has some knowledge. Oh, yeah, she's speaking the truth. Because I watch her CPAC. Bro, I've been to CPAC. Okay, I actually physically been to CPAC. If you've been to CPAC or you've been to these left-wing social justice meetings as well, both of this is like brainwashing children. They're political pedophiles. Just like Laura Ingraham's a political pedophile, Jorge Ramos is also another political pedophile. His bullish behavior, his bullish reporting, and biased reporting is absolutely comical in my personal opinion. Now, the question I have to ask is this. There is a court ruling. Court, meaning lawyer, laws, rules. Lauren Ingraham, shut up and dribble. Why aren't you not interviewing a lawyer? I don't know, civil rights lawyer. I don't know, get a lawyer on. I don't care where he's from. I'll get any lawyer. Get a college kid in law school. I don't care. Get a lawyer, a professional lawyer that knows law. Remember what she said, shut up and dribble. You play basketball. You don't know politics. Well, guess what? My question to Laura Ingraham is that why did you invite Jorge Ramos in? Is Jorge Ramos a lawyer? Does he know the law? No. No, you invite Jorge Ramos because I know why. See, they're not going to tell you about this part. Okay? Jorge Ramos in Mexico is shitted on. In Mexico, they hate him. They always accuse him of his bullish, stupid way of interviewing. He has done the same thing to many people. This has been, by the way, this is before he became famous with Donald Trump. This is for decades he's been doing this stuff. Decades. That's why he got kicked out of Mexico and went to the United States. He got kicked out because of the way he was acting, when he was behaving. People called him out of stupidity. When he goes into Mexico, many Mexican intellectuals and journalists, professional journalists, always talk bad about Jorge Ramos and the way he reports. Always. He's hated on. But yet somehow in the United States, he is the voice person of all Latin America. He's the Walter Cronkite of Latinos. I have no idea where you get that idea from. Even though Univision is an American-owned company, USA-owned company, you put Jorge Ramos on a pedestal where he does not even belong. And you sit there, this is what I'm trying to tell you, Laura Ingraham invites Jorge Ramos because she can bring him on and then hear him talk, and then therefore Laura and the rest of the fellows say, you see, that's how all Mexicans think. Mexicans are stupid. Mexicans are dumb. When he does not even represent Mexican people. In fact, in Mexico, he's hated on. If you don't believe me, for people that don't know that speak Spanish, watch his interviews when he speaks to Chavez or speaks to presidents from other countries, or even the candidate from Mexico, Almo. He does not give them the talk. He always runs. He's like Jorge Ramos, especially when he speaks in Spanish. For some odd reason, when he's speaking in English, he's more calmer. But in Spanish, he's kind of like our version of Alex Jones. Not the conspiracy, but the way, Alex Jones overrides people and just bosses them around and, takes over a conversation and pushes a narrative. That's Jorge Ramos. He does that all the time. Jorge Ramos is known for this for decades. Everyone has an issue with Jorge Ramos. The Mexican media does it. The people in Cuba does it. I mean, everyone has an issue with Jorge Ramos. But yet, at the same time, my question is this. If Jorge Ramos is hated in Mexico, and people in Mexico and the intellectuals in Mexico don't like him, why is Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, NBC, and ABC, and all these affiliates, why are they interviewing this guy when he's hated? It's like Vicente Fox. Vicente Fox, former president, is hated in Mexico, yet y'all interview him. Does this shit make any sense? You tell me that. Because Jorge Ramos is what I call a political pedophile. Preys on weaker minds and pushes their narrative, just like Laura Ingraham. A political pedophile. That's why in CPAC, if you're going to CPAC, you know this is just young college kids. So they prey on young kids and brainwash these young kids into conservative values. No different from Jorge Ramos, when I saw his as preying on children, saying, you got to learn about being, understanding people, understand the liberal way. No different. The same mentality. Political pedophiles. And I keep trying to tell you about Mr. Pro USA. The guy's stupid and dumber as an ox. I said before, I say it again. Listen, if you're against DACA, that's fine. If you want to go build the wall, go build the wall. I don't care. You want to deport all the illegals? Okay, that's fine. But don't sit there and try and push false propaganda. If you don't like us, just say you don't like it, get the fuck out. Don't sit there and say, well, I only like the illegal ones. Okay, if you don't like the illegal ones, see, this is how I know this. They will say, get out of my country and don't come back. See, if it's all about illegal and legal, you should have said, okay, get out of the country, come back again the legal way. That's a proper response. But if you're saying get back to your country, don't come back, that's why I know you're not saying. You're just being a jackass. And which, by the way, it's fine. You really believe that. I have no problem. But at least just be correct what you're trying to say. What I'm trying to tell Americans, particularly Mr. Pro USA, and especially white American males, is that if you want to build the wall, guess what? You go pay yourself, go build the wall yourself. Literally, go to the border and start digging those holes, and you help build that wall. You ain't gonna do shit. You're gonna sit there on your lazy couch, pretend that you're a hero. You want to play cowboys? Go play. Oh, they're coming to my country. They're coming because we're getting invaded. We gotta get our gun. We gotta patrol the border. Cowboys and Indians. I know that. You want to play cowboy? Go play cowboy. Go to the border and play cowboy over there. You want a border patrol? That's fine by me. Get on the border patrol. My suggestion is get all the bases that other countries are protesting against building from your military. Why take one of those bases from overseas and put them around the border? That'd be a lot better. But you guys don't want to do that. That's fine by me. You want to build the wall? Go ahead, build the wall. No one is stopping you. Mexico didn't say that you can't build the wall. No one said you can't build the wall. You can build the wall. We're just not going to pay for it. Oh, I'm tired of these illegals. Okay, you know what, bro? If you're tired of illegals, why don't you deport them themselves? You get your ass up and you grab them and you drag their asses back to where they came from. Oh, deport all of them to Mexico. Not every illegal is Mexican. Well, it's the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. I told this to people many times. I don't have a problem with any of this happening. I really don't. Because I know what's going to happen afterwards. All I try to tell people is simply this. If anything happens to the United States, I always try to tell people, do not help them. Let them, if they want to do something and you feel like they are right and you know they're wrong, don't educate them. Don't listen to them. Let them learn their lesson. This is why I try to tell people that are pushing for immigration reform and all that stuff. Listen, man, I don't support immigration reform. I want all the stuff to happen because I already know what's going to happen. I'm not going to tell this to Americans. They're not going to understand this concept because they're just too dumbed down. They're going to find out in the near future what's going to happen. But my issue with them is the level of false propaganda coming from the United States to Mexico. In Mexico, when people talk about open borders, most Mexicans agreed that they don't want open borders. They understand where Americans were coming from. In Mexico, they already accepted that yes, we'll bring back the criminals. It's not fair for them to come to illegally, and they understood that. But then here comes the USA media accusing Mexico of doing all these weird stuff when in reality, that's the opposite. That's y'all country. Y'all go to Mexico and buy up land and take over and kick out the locals using military means. You're not talking about that. And you're doing this not only just in Mexico, you're doing this in at least 20 other countries. No one is mentioning this. And no one's mentioning all the protesting against USA bases in their countries. They're not going to mention this either. They're going to cover it all up. But don't you worry, we got Jorge Ramos that's going to lecture us. And Lauren Ingram is going to tell it like it is. Such phony, false propaganda on both sides. Both sides. That's why Americans are fucked up. That's why I told y'all Americans are dumbed down people. I'm sorry to say that, but that actually is pretty true.